Okay, let's get through the work here. This is an incredibly important work to do. This is 432 plus emotions for acting part 2. So this is actually a list of over 900. And it's bigger than that, but this is just the part 1 and 2. Part 1, find it if you need it, but look, this is how you use this. You ask yourself, have you heard the emotion? Have you heard of the emotion before? Then you ask yourself, do you know what a dictionary meaning of that word is, or do you know more than one definitions of that word? And then number 3, you ask yourself, do you know that emotion yourself? And if you do this, you can find and start mining emotion, put in your acting, which is fantastic. This is exactly how to be able to start doing the hard work that's needed to be able to get emotion in your acting. It's very, very difficult. And you'll find that sometimes just hearing a word makes your blood boil a little bit. So, let's go through this. Emotion of being trapped, of being dull, baffled, emptiness, suppressing another, liking, sheepish, disrespectful, listless. Emotion of securing, alone, consistent, desirable, distrustful, panicky, rejection, quiet, resourceful, edified. Emotion of steadfast, persecuted, blaming, neglected, disgruntled or disgruntlement, lost, impatient, persistence, defensive, pleasureless, submissive, enthusiasm, euphoric, discouraged, aching, perversity, restored, worthiness or worthless, offensive, moved. The emotion of being motivated. Now look, this is every single one of these are abilities to be able to get and use to be able to start putting together an emotional preparation. So you can literally start the work of mining your emotions in yourself to be able to do this. Now, emotions and feelings are two different things. We have to remember that. A feeling might come and go very quickly on an inclination. If an emotion hits you, it might take a half an hour to leave. It might take time to be able to dissipate because you've activated it. You've activated an emotion. So, emotionalist. Emotion of motivated, polite, ashamed, patient, isolated, bereaved, intimidated, sucking energy from another. Healed. Emotion of determined, lifeless, sulkiness, contested, certain. Counterfeiting is an emotion. You can look like it's a tricky one, but you can get it. You can definitely do it. It depends on. Now you don't need to do every single one of them, but if you know all of these, or at least have listened to them, it helps you. So eager, the emotion of belonging, heavy, coercive, rested, dazed, hostile, used, encouraged, misunderstood, open, closeness, impulsive, obscene, vibrant, entraced, accepting, baffling, insane. World-weary is an emotion. Delirious, expressive, reliving, sensitive, regretful, enthusiastic, grieving, high, succeeding, in awe, an emotion of devoted, stale, centered, hatchful, interesting, resignation, wearing another out, crucial, critical, tearful, bewilderment, clarifying, reluctance, purity, zesty, persevering, delight, distracted, fatalistic, the emotion of getting the heebie-jeebies, emotion of loving, cheeky, delightful, outraged, terrified, emotion of energized, healing, fright, glee, aroused, hospitable, pleased, delaying, experimental, homesick, comforting, depressing, vindicated, betrayed, manifesting, vigilant, vigilante. A vigilante is taking justice into your own hands. Hi. Now listen, could you please just help me out? I need really, really good acting questions so I can help you out. So if you can write down in the comment section, each comment a separate question. Write down an acting question. This would really help to be able to have people learn acting. The emotion of grateful, fulfilled, joyful, worried, exasperated, humiliated, over the moon, despairing, purposeless, alarming, breathless, fed up, offended, accepted, relief, lingering, resentment, uncomfortable, committing, calm, liberation, tensifying another. You could intensify it, you could purposefully tensify another. It's not a very good thing to do, but people do it. I've seen people do it. The emotion of expectant, warning, caution, jaded, optimism, dismayed, forlorn, lack, cowardice, happiness, open-hearted, presenting, unconcerned, hyper, loyal, compensating, annihilated, dominant, renewed, abandoned, hungered, wounded, carefree, smitten, anguished, contented, gladness, bashfulness, defeating, conniving, enlightenment. Emotion of disdain, doomed, touch, the emotion of being touched. Courageous. Now look, if you're using the emotion of being touched, you have to be able to, we'll go through this, but the thing is we've got to be able to actually isolate that one particular ballpark. And then you can come with all kinds of examples of being, of emotionally being touched in a really meaningful, way, where it's actually very, very helpful. And you can practice that. You can practice opening up that aspect of your emotionality. And when you're able to do that, man, you can just nail your talent. You can do it every single time when the take happens with the film. It's amazing the amount of talent that you can have when you really work hard at it. So, the emotion of courageous, tired, boldness, manipulative, unnerved, dynamic, spirited, understood, denial, empowered, overwhelmed by another, level-headed, attachment, trusted, rejecting, angry, tolerating, insecurity, serenity, guilt, cross, jubilation, overwhelmed, skeptical, wonderless, amusement, strengthened, timid, ferocity, mystical, revulsion, distraught, weary, the emotion of being emptied, turmoil, the emotion of underpinning, angst, excited, despondent, familiarity, mixed up, startled, affection, discombobulated, mean, somebody being mean. The emotion of encouraging, optimizing, elation, grieved, humility, suspicious, pathos, bothered, inspired, perturbed, invidious, threatened, disconcerted, invigorating, repentance, appreciating, goofy, nasty, strong, sympathy, completion, off guard, somebody being pining, P-I-N-I-G, emotion of being fearless, emotion of improving, pensive, contentment, extending generosity, curiosity, grudging, reckless, refreshed, withdrawing, bleak, positive, restoring, assertive, flaky, aloof, collected, brazened, enthrallment, loath, sure, somebody being very sure, emotion of surety, emotion of unsurety, emotion of receiving, enchanting, interested, jolliness, loopy, radiant, practical, disguised, doubtful, mellow, empowering, somebody who's mentally ill. This is an emotion of mentally ill. And you get the emotion. Opinionated, troubled, stuck, genuine, pathetic, camaraderie, so somebody that has a camaraderie, fresh, commended, overwhelming another, excluding another, obsessed, flustered, introspect, spite, appreciative, restricted, concerned, dissatisfied, indicating, opposite, discouragement, gaiety, merry, provoked, somebody that's codependent. The emotion of codependence, right? Or the emotion of caring, mad, repugnance, beautifying, blessing, high energy, throwing your weight around, emotion of surprise, charming, elatedness. Hi, now listen, could you please just help me out? I need really, really good acting questions so I can help you out. Solemn, craving attention, yearning, befuddled, indifferent. Emotion of unrestricted, nauseated, scared, withdrawn, incompetent, spellbound, terrifying, bitter, sincerity, uneasy, passionate, tranquil, amplifying, guilted, jovial. Emotion of upset, pleasured, noble, circumstantial, competent, competence, confusing, left out, temperamental, successful, discomfort, energizing, purposeful, stupid, cynical, reserved, idleness, afraid, cherished, mindful, caught in a rut. Emotion of being cheesed off, honored, or having honor, shameless, silly, feeling worthless, foolish, powerless, entracement, fascinated, fragile, cocky, in awe or awestruck, bravery, cruelty, undetermined, forgiving, epiphany, comfortable, befriended, rejuvenated. The emotion of heroic, rewarding, doomed, rashness, vigilance, annoyance, overactive, amused, generic, the emotion of being energetic, inadequate, greedy, superimposed, fearful, progressive, weepy, sentimental, welcoming, self-destructive, astonishing, eagerness. The emotion of being careful, stressed out, restlessness, lividness, stress, appetitious, visceral, disputing, mistrustful, still, cranky, sweet, nauseating, intent, protective, self-compassionate, cheerful, trusting, and indignant. The emotion of being worthy, hysterical, sad, self-conscious, giddy. The emotion of conning another, of being gleeful, of hazing, sorry, prosperous, gratifying, resentful, braving, frazzled, hysteria, thankful, helpless, in a state of awe, zeal, ruthless, agitating, disappointed, friendly, suspenseful, embarrassment. I think there's one more page here. Let me check. Half a page left. We have the emotion of selling out another, of daring, ardent, of the emotion of obligating, morbid, cold, enraged, inner peace, miffed, rageful, vengeful, ecstatic, vulnerable, jubilant, mystified, vitality, attached, resigned, and excitement. Now look, this is the second list. This is part 2 list. That's the list. It helps you to be familiar with these things. This is vital for acting. You've got to be able to understand emotions. Now, understand that emotions are different than feelings. Feelings can come and go really quickly and you can't catch them. I've seen a lot of acting exercises where people are chasing after their emotions or chasing after their feelings, thinking that they are emotions. But the reality is you're trying to bring depth into the work of acting. And every single one of these things on this list, you can go and do emotional preparation with. And you want to pick stuff that you're interested in. And then we're going to go through all kinds of work to be able to show, illustrate that, and work with you, all that stuff. So thanks for watching. Okay, I know it was a long list to get through.